But Dan, what did you think of Dayton Amber?
I think this is just a beautiful film. I think it's got such a great message. We spoke earlier on with everything going on right now politically. I felt the LGBTQ movement, that group, I feel like they're kind of being ignored a little bit. I feel like, it's Pride Month this month. And I can't think of a better film to educate people, to inform people about it. Because I still think there's a lot we can all learn. And I think cinema is a great way of communicating that. I love Simon. It was such an awakening to me because I remember we saw it in a secret screening. We had no idea what was shown. And there were people that actually walked out. And I think, we've got to start kind of pushing ourselves with these films because they are just such beautifully told stories, really emotional, really deep. And, it's not just about LGBTQ. It's about so many other things. It's about discrimination. It's about judgment. It's about kind of society and how hard it is for a young person growing up, especially, like I said, in Northern Ireland, which is so traditional, really strict. There's a great scene where Lona Pettigrew is walking down the street and she just kind of come out and these two old couple who kind of say their Hail Marys to her, but it sounds ridiculous, but that's kind of what it was back then. And it's really great that we've come so far with it. I just think, David Frayne, he's such a talent behind the camera. He has such a way of telling stories and getting you to emotionally connect to the characters. Not only that, but I think the cinematography is beautiful for a film that's his second film. It doesn't have a huge budget. It kind of, says to a lot of budding filmmakers, come on, guys, like you can make it up to this standard. The cast are great. I love Sharon Horgan as kind of the supportive mother. The only thing I would have liked to see, just that scene at the end between her and Fiona O'Shea, just kind of, she sits down in his bed, she says, son, it's okay, because I think she kind of discovers, I would have just loved that. But in a way, it works with the setting of the film because I think Fiona O'Shea is just so in his head, he's just pushing towards being straight because he thinks that's the only way. So that was really bittersweet. I think these two leads are really, you've got to look out for them. They're two really talented young actors and we've got a long career ahead of them. And yeah, I just thought it was a beautifully told story with a really positive message.
With everything that's going on at the moment out there, like you said yourself, this is the film we all kind of needed right now. I think it's something which is dealing with still topical subject matter, still very important subject matter. But as David said himself in the interview, he's framed it within this kind of really heartwarming, often hilarious script, which will kind of leave you smiling, but with tears in your eyes as well. Like you said, you cried in it. I cried in it. I thought the ending was incredibly powerful. It deals with really tough subject matter as well, like suicide as well, which I really kind of appreciated within the film as well, and kind of mental health and that kind of whole relationship between the two lead characters. I thought the way that developed to that bittersweet ending, I just thought was so real and authentic, and I bought it 100%. And again, we mentioned earlier on with Artemis Fowl casting, how important it is, and obviously we talked to David about how important the casting was here, and the cast just across the board are phenomenal. Fiona O'Shea and Lola, you completely buy their relationship from the get-go. The chemistry is there, the spark is there. So it was really nice to hear David say that was natural from the get-go, and that they even, they're such good friends that they're even isolating together now. They're in lockdown together. I think you can really feel that through the film. So they're absolutely fab. We've talked about Sharon Horgan, who I love. What's that noise?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Sharon...
It's an ice cream van. Sorry.
It's all right.
I completely forgot. I was so... Right, well, sorry. Well, I'll start again. That bit out in the review.
I'll start again. Sharon Horgan, obviously, we've talked about before. She is fantastic. I've loved her. I think I first kind of saw her in Catastrophe with Rob Delaney, who I love as well. She's fantastic in that. Not just a great actress, but great writer, director, very heavily involved in producing films. So, you know, she's fabulous. Then you've got those kind of side characters like Ian O'Reilly and Emma Willis, you know, all these different characters, like, you know, the brother. I just thought the brother was hilarious in the film. He has some great one-liners. David's absolutely right. The kind of one-liners are spread across the board here. So it has been a long time since I've seen a cast as strong as this and kind of thought each person had their individual moment. And that's why the film works so well, I think, is because the cast are tremendous, but then you've got David's writing. And I'm not just saying this because we've had him on the show or anything like that, but as I said in the interview, I watched The Cured before the interview. That is another really fascinating kind of high concept Irish zombie film, which I thought was tremendous. And then to follow it up with something like Dating Amber, I honestly think he's going to be one to watch for the future. Clearly, he's got a lot of projects on the go, fantasy stuff, you know, revenge comedies. He's got a lot on the go at the moment. So I'm really fascinated to see where his career goes. So yeah, for me, it just ticks all the boxes. It is lovely. Like I said, it's a beautiful film about love, about how love takes many different forms, you know, as the film progresses, and their relationship develops. And you know, the two do fall in love in their own way. So it is a kind of romantic comedy because they do fall in love in their own way. And I think it is a film about the many forms love can take. And I think that's a really beautiful moment in the film. So I think it is perfect viewing for the times that we live in at the moment, especially with Pride Month at the moment. It is funny, it is heartwarming, and as I said, it is emotional, and it will leave you with a tear in your eye as well at the end. So it's free for people who've got an Amazon Prime membership at the moment as well. So you're not even having to pay $16.99. And to be honest, if I had to pay $16.99, I would have left thinking, you know what, that was justified, because I think it just, you know, I would have gladly paid to see that on the big screen. But for those who have got Amazon Prime, it is free of charge. You've got no excuse. Go and watch it because, like you said yourself earlier on, again, it is one of the year's best films, I think.